I can install a Hunter original, and I ain't afraid to install one. Hello everyone. And what you're looking at here today is my 52-inch Hunter original in white. Manufactured on May 31st, 1994. Made in the manufacturing plant number 130, or known as manufacturing code number 130. I got this fan from Facebook Marketplace, along with a low profile too. It was $10 for each fan. It uses the American-made oil bath motor with a 4-5 blade rotor. The motor is rated at 2.0 amps. Has a 3-speed pull chain, long switch housing, and it's electrically reversible. So when I first got this fan had been used. So I also did a good practice to change the oil out. The shaft was pretty clean. Also cleaned up the bearings too. So we'll go ahead and give you the close-ups. It's got the included white blades on both sides. 2.5-inch dowel rod. Has the oil here labeled that moved during the process of me oiling it. Here's the mounting bracket, the U-bolt. I mounted it pretty well, so it shouldn't fall. There's the oil here. There's the logo. Here's the pull chain. Really one of my favorite fans, even though the 4-blade configuration sucks on the 4-5 blade originals. I'm going to start with the 4-blade configuration, and we'll go ahead and start the fan off with low. Oops. Sorry about that. That was a chair. It has a pretty nice aesthetic low speed to it. I did try to use the Kichler control, but the capacitor is 7UF plus 4UF, and it didn't react really well. So, time to get another Lutron 2.0 amp control made for the Hunter originals, and I'll see how that control reacts. But the low speed's pretty nice, though. Not sure what the heck is the buzz. But before you give me a lot of crap, yes, I made sure it's oiled. I oiled it halfway since this fan's coming down anyways, so I can test more fans. I don't know what the heck is up with that noise in the motor. That's about for low. Here's medium. As you can see with most 3-speed originals, they have a really fast meme speed. Like, the meme speed on these are like a high speed. On, say, a K55 type fan, like Casablanca, K55, XLP, Emerson K55, K55 XL, Fanimation FDK 2100, imported G motor fans like the Modern Fan Co. fans, some of them. Quorum, Dragonfly, Cylindrix, Illumina, etc., etc. So this fan is the perfect candidate for a 4-speed, because this fan, its meme speed is way too fast. That's about for me. Now here's high. This fan is a serious airflow killer, like no doubt. In the 1994 Hunter catalog, it said 9,500 CFMs. This fan's a real performance beast, and I'm really glad to own one of these. This fan kicks a serious amount of air. Like, no doubt, they're real airflow killers 100%. Now I'll go ahead and turn it off and we'll do spin down. The 2.0 amp motors came out in 1992. This was a step further from the 1.1 amp motor when it had the summer breeze blade arms at 12 degrees. So it did not have a lot of power. With the 5-blade originals, with the 2.0 amp motors, it had a lot more power. Finishes that were available were bright brass, antique brass, white and bright brass, chestnut brown, black, verde, weathered brick, iron, brushed nickel. There's copper, which I assume would be bright copper. And then there was the Navajo White original, which I think is only mentioned in papers and not in catalogs. So I'm not sure if we can get a closer look at it. Tag. But it is also the 151st day of 1994. So I'll go ahead and reverse it, and I'll start off with low. I think, yeah, the spin down's quite quick because I only oiled it halfway. Now, with that reasoning of the 5-blade originals being so powerful, there were other finishes that were mentioned in the part numbers like terracotta, gunmetal, chrome, brushed chrome, sand, varnished brass, sand brass. God knows how many that surfaced. That's about for low. Here's medium. That's about for medium. Now here's high. Now, there is other manufacturing plants, not just Memphis, Tennessee. According to Brian Hicks, when he commented on my Instagram post, there were other manufacturing plants like Bahia, Mississippi, one in Florida, one potentially up in the East Coast, and then one in Texas. I was quoting from John Andrews at Texas Ceiling Fans. And Texas plays with their own rules because on the bottom of the faceplate, you'll see more of its rotor than normal. But in this case, it's not a Texas fan, so it does not have the rotor shown more. I'll go ahead and turn it off and we'll do spin down. the last of its production was around 2002, early, when they had a bunch of these American-made 2002 originals sneaking into the American-made world. It was one of the last of those units. And by the fact that it went overseas, the motor got screwed up when it went to Taiwan in 2002. 2-inch main bearing shaft, small oil return hole on the rotor, and the oil port on the side of the switch housing, which sucked terribly. And then they moved to China in 2004, and in 2005 they put the oil port back on top of the motor housing, added a second oil return hole to make it function right, but they didn't bother to fix the 2-inch main bearing shaft. So, yeah, 2015 is when they started getting better at it with the 4-inch main bearing shaft and a readjusted capacitor valve. Also, one close look. Hopefully, the camera can focus. 151130. Yeah, that's about it with the 4-blade configuration. Now I'll go ahead and show it with 5 blades. Alright, now here it is with the 5-blade configuration. I want to mention that the switch cap is the replacement one I got from Design Center, Florida on eBay. It came with 2 of the replacement screws due to the original screws for the cap were a bit too long. Now we're going to go ahead and demonstrate the fence, starting off with low. That's about for low. Here's medium. That's about for medium. Now here's high. With 5 blades, it still moves tons of air on high. But then again, 4 blades actually moves more air than 5. Reason being is 1, less motor drag, 2, more blade spacing, 3, better efficiency, and 4, it's all about the performance. If I haven't got it right, if I said it right, performance, the spacing, less motor drag, and more efficiency. That's what I meant. 5 blades just for looks, but however, it still beats a 1.1 amp, 2.5 amp, 1.9 amp, and a 1 amp overseas original with 5 blades, though. Now I'll go ahead and turn it off. We'll do spin down. So, before you ask me anything, how did the 4-inch main bearing shaft got back on the overseas original that had been absent from the American maintenance? Jack Miner worked for the Texas Steel Fence from 2003 to 2010. When they were receiving a bunch of these Taiwan-made originals that self-destructed itself, he had to write the email to Bob Beasley, who was the CEO at Hunter at that time, to bring back the 4-inch main bearing shaft, and how the 2-inch one was a real flaw. So we had to help John Andrews send the email, write all the letters, the words, try to get the punctuation correct, spelling, and send the email away to the former CEO of Hunter, Bob Beasley, who has now retired. I'll go ahead and reverse it. We'll start off with low. That's about for low. Here's medium. That's about for medium. Now here's high. And just like that, the rest was history. From what I've heard, that the Hotel Original was the first to have the 4-inch main bearing shaft back on in 2014, but I can't be sure. Now I'll go ahead and shut it off and we'll do spin down. I'm really impressed with the original's performance. It's so powerful that you can't even resist the air movement. I'm really glad to have one in white after all these years of looking for one. And this was originally bought from Builder Square from the previous owners of the fan. Price on the box is $199 and the price on this is like $179. Like close to $180. Baja Fresh had 3 of them before it closed. It's still there. Hunter did change the canopy to a 34-degree swivel canopy in 1995, and then later had the half-inch holes for the rubber grommets on the blades in the same year. And in 1996, they just went back to the standard canopy. And also want to point out that the black and the chestnut brown used to have a gloss in it, but they changed it to flat somewhere in the mid 90s or late 90s, and kept the white on the gloss. So that's about it with my 52-inch Hunter original in white from May 31st, 1994. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.